what's right, and conclude with a positive note, because if I'm still involved, it's because I'm an optimist and believer in Vietnam at heart. I told you, I'm passionately Vietnamese. So, what's wrong? I mentioned 4 things. First, the problem of integrity and substance. The two go together. The Vietnamese seated here understand immediately what I mean. Because of this erosion, you know, of integrity, academic integrity, learning integrity, teaching integrity, research integrity in Vietnam, there's no real competition. So you lose the drive that makes for excellence. And because Vietnam has this specificity that we moved late into the market economy, and we didn't move having thought properly enough about the special service that is health, public health, and education. So we opened the door to the market without really knowing, thinking the right amount of market and the right co-relationship between market and the public provider and all the other stakeholders, which takes me to, and that's really, I think, at the heart. In other words, 20 years after the start of our reforms, we're still not really clear about what it is that Vietnam needs. In other words, restructuring has no sense of direction, as far as I can see. Remember a little bit of Soviet influence, a little bit of Chinese influence, a little bit of French influence, and a little bit of American influence, and now a little bit of Australian and Singapore influence. So it makes for a melting pot, which I think confuses our bureaucrats a lot. They don't know what they are cooking. Takes me to the second point of what's wrong. The related role of the stakeholders. Nothing clear, and it's a lot of wrong there between the state and the private investors, the state that puts the public money, the institutions themselves, today both public and private, the students, and in Vietnam, the parents, who are very important in an Asian society, the teachers, and then society itself. When I was in the National Assembly, all education debates were hot potatoes. Everybody wanted to say something, which means it's really dear close to the hearts of everyone in Vietnam. So you can be sure that you will not meet with indifference here in Vietnam on that. This getting right, this sort of co-relationship between all the stakeholders, at the heart of it there's the crucial issue of autonomy of institutions, and also the whole structure. Here, we should not go the wrong way of Korea. We all know that Korea, 80% of the young population has gone through undergraduate education, makes for a lot of unemployed. We don't want to take up vocational jobs. In Vietnam, we're short of properly trained technicians and too many, you know, mediocre, average bachelors. So the proper thinking about vocational, somebody here is the principle of a vocational school. Food for thought for you. Thirdly, the whole issue, and it is linked to structure and integrity, that is testing and evaluation. Got it wrong here. So I have no time to go into it, but you know, we're still fumbling, and we're going to prepare to get rid of the university entrance exam, and we will keep only the secondary school final exam that should serve as a basis. And so less waste and less health waste for the students and less public money waste. And fourthly and finally, what's wrong? The whole way of teaching and learning. Everybody knows that, so I'm just mentioning it. Let me now move to what's right. Because as I told you, although the description of the wrong side of it may dishearten you, but I'm here to help you really get stuck with Vietnam, so engage with Vietnam. So what I'll say very briefly, four wrongs, so four rights. The first right is the culture of learning. It's in the traditions, it's in our ADN. Simply put like that. Just look around, talk to people, old and young. As I told you, at the National Assembly when I was a member, the hot potatoes, among the hot potatoes, there was corruption, but there was education too. So the culture of learning, which is really deep and widespread. Second, the students' potential for learning and innovation. Here, you have a dream soil for you. You have a dream soil for you because you look out and you see the young ones really want to learn. It's just the whole system has not yet provided them with the right opportunities and structures and so on and so forth. It's not for nothing that it's a young man from Vietnam, Saigon, I think, the Flappy Bird. Saigon?
Hanoi.
Oh, Hanoi, yeah. Yes, well, why not Hanoi, yes. And so, look up Flappy Bird. I don't have time to walk over lunch mention it. It's a young Vietnamese, you know, who suddenly, you know, did something that got everybody, you know, curious about innovation and IT in Vietnam. So thirdly, I think that the right thing is that we are taking tentative steps towards reform. And we are very much, our education system is very much in need of reform. In terms of autonomy, we need to continue pushing. The government, and particularly the Minister of Education, resists a lot. So all of us who mean well, we need to, you know, put our forces together and keep pushing back, you know, the bureaucratic wall. And in examination also, there are steps in the right direction. In the terms of textbooks as well, we need to look into that. Finally, I think we do have a number of fledgling quality institutions cropping up here and there. The latest one that will see the day is the US one, the one that is the Fulbright, the proposed one, the Fulbright University that is supposed to see the day here in Ho Chi Minh City. So in other words, there's still hope, and there's a lot of potential. That's what I'm saying. So don't mistake me. It's not because I try to be as realistic as I can when I say what's wrong, that I don't believe that we have a lot of what it needs to do things right and to move very much ahead. Now the challenges and opportunities, last word, will be how to internationalize and how to retain some of the best at home. If we do it right here, not all of the best will travel abroad. Some should go anyway, but if there's not some who stay here as sort of energizers and seeds for change and movement here in Vietnam, that would be very bad. I think, you know, we would want to keep some of the best and brightest right here, right? Thank you.